Serge, what's up, buddy? How's your work going, man? Are you gonna get to see the eclipse, by the way? Oh yeah, well, last week I wasn't on that much anyway. I tried to get on Friday, but I had too much stuff. In fact, I said I was going to get on, and then I had to cancel that because something came up at the last second. It was a busy day, but I got a lot done, so. I think I streamed, I don't know how many times I streamed last week. I think I only streamed once, maybe, which isn't good. I think. I can't remember. So more time now, I think I'll get a little round two. Cool. And yeah, so the eclipse hits you around 2 o'clock. Okay. I think it's going to be around 3, but I'm going to, on Eastern time, I'm in North Carolina. I think it hits around 3. It hits Maine 3:30. I'm going to end the stream probably 2:30 Eastern time, just in case, and head home because I have to get my dad anyway. But I want to be outside of the city because I'm in the city right now. I want to be out in nature when it happens. Where are you at right now? Because it's coming from the south, right? It's coming from the south. It's coming from Mexico, going through Texas, up to Maine. It's crossing through, I think, Tennessee, North Carolina-ish. But actually, it's out west of me. I'm a bit east. Jersey? Yeah, so I get it a little bit before you. Wait a second. All right, we need to figure this out then, because I don't want to be streaming when it happens. I have no idea what time it is. I figured. Hey Siri. What? Cancel that. Hey Siri. Text message Miss Priss Poo Killer. Hey baby doll. Period. What time is the eclipse happening today? Question mark. It's my sister. She knows all this stuff. She always knows. Off, off, off. Siri, stop. Freaking Siri. There we go. I think it said 2, but it was like mountain time or something. I don't know. We have to figure this out. We do have to figure this out. That was weird. Yeah, you're like really close to Zergs. But y'all have like that's too bright. Y'all have the name of like it's like a really funny name. Had something like it was a very phallic name for like a campus or a building or something there. I forgot what it was. What was it? Do you remember? It's like a track or something. I don't know. Oh yeah. Oh, cool. Did you figure out what time it was? Number one, but number two, what was the name of that really funny like? It's like a phallic, like a phallic name of a campus or something that y'all have there that both of you knew. It's like something awful. I forgot what it was. Xerxes was talking about once. .3:30 darkness, but starts to cover around 2. Ooh. Oh, the campus thing. Okay. I'll ask him. I gotta figure this out. So where I'm at, the eclipse starts at 1:55. Its maximum points at 3:13 p.m. This is Eastern time. So 1:55 to 3:13 p.m. and then it ends at 4:27. That's a long eclipse. Wow. So Serge, I think you would be slightly behind me. I think, right? Because it's traveling north. I wonder where she got this from. Yeah, we're probably not. I agree. Yeah. Is it ahead? Like I'm ahead of you. Because the eclipse starting lower, right? And then it goes up. I think. Okay. Makes sense. Yeah. Yeah. No, I think I agree with you. I think this drops. No, I need to look at this larger shape. This is not correct. This is difficult. I asked Miz if we're doing games in Discord, but haven't gotten back. He hasn't gotten back. When he's busy, man. He goes off the grid, and because I don't know. I hope he remains enthusiastic about things, because I really do enjoy playing, and it's been a lot of fun getting everything back, like, going again. Yeah. I mean, I could always, if he doesn't do it, I think he should be able to do it tonight. And if he doesn't, I can put something together if you want. Because it's been a while, and I was thinking of doing it Saturday, but I think I was too tired on Saturday. Yeah. I mean, I like playing. I really do, and it's been a while, and we should keep it together. We should keep it together. Maybe that comes down just a slight bit. I know I keep on shifting this back and forth. It's kind of how this goes, man. Oh, it's going well, man. Um, he's been doing much better because I've been really working with him and had him at home more. You see, about like once a month, we have the option of putting him into hospice care, where they give caregivers a reprieve. But the problem is that they don't exercise him and walk him, so they'll oftentimes return him as like a vegetable because you go downhill so fast, and when you don't know what to do, and then I have to spend several weeks really lifting him, carrying him, watching him because he's more likely to fall, rehabbing him. It's exhausting, and so we didn't do it last month, and so now he's much easier to move, which is good. But my mom wants me to put him in when they go out of town in like a week or two, or like next week, I think. And so I'm really debating that because like I know like I need a break, but the thing is like I love being around my dad, and like it kind of goes back and forth. It's one of the it's kind of weird because, well, not weird, but like I don't know how much time I'll have with him, even though he's in great shape. But I don't know how much time I'll have with him because he could have like a stroke or a heart attack. Like you could go any time, and so like part of me feels bad putting him in a place, and so that's valuable time. And also I don't want him to go downhill, so because it's like. Just things are very extreme, so it's hard to sometimes think clearly on the matter. It's like I'd love to have time to myself, but like I guess it's like when I have time to myself totally, that means he's gone. So it's just, it's such a bad trade-off. And it messes with your head. And I don't know. So I'm trying to figure out what I should do, if I should put him in or not. I don't know. But yeah, he's doing good. Sorry, that was a long answer to a short question. He's doing good. I am too. I'm doing good too. I just need to make sure I take care of him. So I think over in like Europe, they're in, I guess, certain places they're more keen on taking care of the elderly than we are here. And there's obviously exceptions, right? But I think it's the best thing to do. Nursing homes can be very tough. The nursing homes can be very tough in that regard, since they normally don't take good care of a patient. It's tough to find a place you can actually rely on to keep them active. Yeah, and the other thing, though, is I know he knows where he is. Like, he can feel it, even though if he can't, like, articulate, this is where I am, he can't say it, but he knows. Like, he does. He knows. He knows. I've seen it. I have literally seen it. And he's doing so much better than he was, like, a couple months ago, because we've had him at home. And it's where he belongs. And it's just, I've just been very frustrated with, I know everybody complains about the medical system, but I used to really have a lot of respect for, and I'm still very grateful for what we do have, because if you look at any point in history, like, I've had injuries that, like, I tore my chest once. I've torn my peroneal tendon. And those are injuries that would, like, just back in the day, you had to live with. Like I wouldn't have any strength in this arm. I wouldn't be able to take care of my dad the way that I do right now, and I was able to get it fixed. But it's just like the level of care, especially for like elderly, going up, and how much you have to pay because of all that corruption in there. It's just, and I'm not a freeloader. I'm not one of these people who thinks that it should be paid for you. I think you should pay it yourself. But it's just like the whole thing, this whole experience is just put me off. Like seeing how they treated my dad just killed me. And like the nursing homes and stuff. But he should be with his family. Alright, I have to be smart. I'm being so stupid right now. It was over. See, I'm trying to look. I'm detailing, but I need to detail while looking at the entire shape at once. That's the main thing with this. But yeah, you're right, nursing homes, it's just not there. And the problem is you have people that come in and make it a business, and it's obviously that they're just thinking of business. That's all they're thinking about. And again, like people, they should make money. People should make money, and I think doctors should make good money because it's very hard to become a doctor, and it's very hard work. And you know, but and there are a lot of good doctors out there. There are a lot of good nurses, but the whole way they have everything set up right now is not favoring that, and it makes it harder for even the good ones to do their job. And my dad, when he was still a doctor, was fighting that type of thing, where these hostile takeovers and such, and they're trying to bring in the package docs and you know, cut costs here and there, lower the care, and you know, raise their profits and all this bullshit. And I think they could, like, there's ways of raising your profit without screwing people, but I don't know, man. It's just it's frustrating to me. It really is frustrating to me. Fixing these little shapes here. If you have any like Alzheimer's memory care centers instead of nursing homes around you, that's where my aunt sent my grandfather instead, since we had the same issue with nursing homes. The center didn't keep them overnight, but picked up my grandfather by bus, and they would take them to the events, and just helps keep them physically and mentally engaged while giving a small break for the day. Yeah, we do, and he got rejected. And it's like, we don't have a lot of people on stream, so I'll say this because, you know, when we have a lot of people on stream, I don't want to vent or anything, but it's been the twilight zone. Like, if I could tell you so many stories that's happened within the last 2 years, that you're just like, that, no way. Like, I guarantee you. We have a place like that, and it's run by Senior Services. It's called the Williams Center, and it's a very beautiful place, and but they've got new staff that essentially they're so sought after that they can pick and choose who they want. And so when we first had them in, they do a test, and they do a trial for 4 hours. 4 hours. I said, yes, we're professionals. That's all we need is 4 hours. They brought my dad in, and they said, essentially, he's too friendly. He goes up and tries to help people. and like he had dementia, but like, you know, like one guy threatened to beat him with his cane because my dad tried to help him or something. The guy tried to beat him with the cane. They look and say my dad's the problem, not the guy who's trying to beat him with the cane. Number one. Number two, that guy who's going to beat him with the cane is not going to remember that event 20 minutes from that time. And they said, besides that, he was like perfectly fine, but you know, we think that you might need to get him on medication to kind of, you know, calm him down. So they wanted us to medicate him. My mom says, no, we're not going to do that. So they denied him access, said you can try back again 6 months to a year. And so we're trying to get him in, and later on, and at this point he had taken a fall, or he was actually in very bad shape because we had him in another place, and he wasn't doing well at all. And so we said, okay, well, he's not going to be as assertive and help people. Maybe we can get him in. So this time we go to get him in, and they say, well, when we took him, we noticed he had goosebumps, so he was a little bit agitated. We think you need to put him on medication so that he's not agitated. And I said, well, did he, like last time he didn't get in, it was because he was too friendly or this or that, and he was, you know, they said, no, he was perfectly fine this time, but like when we wanted to dance with him, he didn't really understand what to do, and we didn't, like, you know, he didn't want to dance. And I'm not kidding you. I know this sounds like one-sided here. I sat here and I listened to this, and they were trying to tell me to put him on medication. I said, I'm sorry, we're not going to do that. And the woman was very abrasive and started just like, she literally attacked me. I was sitting there just listening because I said, you know, I'm not going to burn bridges here. I was sitting there listening. And she says, well, I'm really trying to work with you. I really am. I said, I'm not trying to be hard here, but you're asking to, you know, get medication, and I'm saying we're not going to put him on that just because he got goosebumps when he goes into a new place. That's not a reason to you know. And she says, we're the professionals here. We know what we're talking about. I said, I never said you didn't know what you're talking about. And they said, well, we don't think he's a good fit. I said, okay, fine. And in my head, I'm thinking this is a shame, but I don't want him with idiots like that. What they were doing, they have the ability to pick and choose. They like having the reputation of, oh, we're this award-winning place, the Williams Center, Senior Services, Winston-Salem, North Carolina. They like having the reputation, and they don't want to do any work. And the people there are incompetent. That's what I saw. And Arbor Acres, we had them in Arbor Acres, which is a memory care unit. And it's supposed to be the country club of all places. My mom was paying over $10,000 a month. My dad worked very hard, bought a beach house for us. I'm very fortunate, very spoiled. People don't have that type of stuff, but he bought that for us as an investment going forward, saying you will be able to take your kids here and this and that for vacation, this and that. My mom sells it so that she can get him into this place, which I was against because I knew that it was bullshit. And she listens to the wrong people, and so that's what happened. So they sell that, get the money, use it to pay this place that neglected him. I was the only person who would go in the evenings, and this was last year, around this time. Let's see, we're in April, so he was still in this time last year. I would be going 3 nights out of the week at least, sometimes 4. Change his bed, clean his entire room that smelled like shit because people would go in and just piss on the floor and they'd just leave it there. The bed sheets weren't changed. There were stains everywhere. People were wandering about. They would never exercise them, never get them outside. They were all pale. All of them wanted to get out of there. But visiting hours, like from 12 to 5, they were playing Brady Bunch and lying to everybody, saying how great they're doing, how this happened, how they smiled at them at this point, how happy they are. And you go after hours like I did, and I was the only person I ever saw going in there. And it's 100% the opposite. And my mom got so pissed that she started having me write this stuff down. And I have a book of the things that I had to do and the things that I saw when I was there. And this is a place that you're paying over 10 grand a month. They hiked the rates up, and that's what they have there. And then obviously they have all these things that you sign saying, you know, you can't sue, this and that. So that they have it set. And they capitalize on people with a lot of money who are very desperate, and oftentimes they're elderly, and it sucks. And so it's just, it's very, very sad. It is so sad. I mean, freaking awful. The stuff that I saw there. Nobody should, I don't care what state your memory's in. I don't care. Nobody should ever be treated that way. It is the most pathetic thing that I've ever seen in my life. You know, because they're selling something that they're not providing. You know, they're advertising something way different. They are. It's just... My dad ended up in the hospital and almost died. These nurses, I went to pick him up because he had fallen. My mom said we need to get him out of there. I go to pick him up, and then I say, where is he? They said, oh, you know, because they said he had taken a fall. And I went to pick him up. They had him sleeping on the couch in the foyer by himself. This is a man who gets confused as he stands up, and then he would fall back down because he had a brain bleed. The last thing you want to do when you get a concussion is to have somebody fall asleep. These are nurses. I'm an artist. I know that, and they don't. Bullshit. I mean, it's unbelievable. Stuff that I know, man. Yeah, that's what it is. It's, a lot of them don't care. And if they do, a lot of them are either, I hate to say it, but this is what I saw. They're either incompetent or they're stupid, or both, if they care. True. And there were a couple good nurses there, and they would not stay there that long. They wouldn't. They couldn't take it. Because they couldn't do what they wanted to do. They weren't able to do the jobs that they wanted to do. So, there's still people in there, but I can tell you everybody in there went downhill so fast. They went from being somebody who's like, they're confused, but they have their health, to people who are just gaunt, and they look like shades, like ghouls after a while. And you and I would look that way too, even though we're younger. I mean, you stay in a dark room for a long time. Don't exercise. Don't get out and see how you look after a week. And these people were in there for months at a time. Months, years. That wouldn't last that long. There's always falls. You know, my dad was able to, like, you know, you see him now. Well, that happened there because a year and a half ago, right before he got in, he was agile. He could move. If I kind of like I remember he tried to get away from me once because I was messing with him, and he just hopped like that. He went so fast. This was like a year and a half ago. And then within half a year, he was debilitated, and I've been trying to rehab him back ever since. Ah, there he is. Torque 14. What's up, man? Doing great. Better than I sound right now, actually. Yeah. Do I really? I'm sorry, look. I would love to give... I know, like, We're supposed to have a streaming schedule. And it's very inconvenient for people. I know. And unfortunately, I'm not able to do that right now. So thanks for trying to catch it when I'm randomly on. Really, I know it's not ideal. Trust me, I know. Yeah. Well, thanks for trying. You can try again later. You know, it's all about good life choices. The best life choice. This is tricky. 1,000 played days in WoW is part of my great life. Isn't that such a horrible choice, though? It's like, I don't even want to know anymore what I've done. I don't want to know. I do not want to know. It's too much. We're running into a tank DK in epics named Louis a bunch lately. We always laugh at you. No, that's not me. That's not me. What class is he? Demon Hunter. I have a Demon Hunter. What's the name? I forget the name. It's actually 70, and I could gear them out too, because I have 10,000 conquests just sitting on my mage from all the twos we've done. And I've already geared out 2 tunes off him. So much conquest. They did a good job with that system, the gearing system, I have to say. Torque, so Zerx and I came up against a 3K rated player and a multi-glad, and we beat them. He did say, DH there, couldn't use those eyes. Oh, what, DH? Oh, badass, yeah. We did, and they did play. They played hard. One of them messed up, though. And let me say, I am shocked it was a 3K rated player. It's the first one it was a rank 1, 2-time rank 1. And I don't know, Zerx has the details on it. I forgot what exactly happened. No, you know what? We started with Mage Rogue back in BFA. That's when we started doing Arena, was the end of BFA. We did Assassin, Fire Mage. I was Mage. Now he's Resto, Druid, and I'm a Frost Mage, which the Sheep clone is really OP. If we could pull it off right. If we could pull it off. It would be OP. I can see that being OP. We hear it's OP. Some of the games are a little bit long, yeah. But it is such good practice. Like I said, I'm not a good player. I'm really not. I'm not. We hit 1740. Our goal was to just break 18. Just hit rival. That was our goal. We got that goal last season, but we've been playing better than we've ever played right now, and we've played more than we've ever played, and we can't break. We haven't gotten past 1740. I think we're at, I don't know what we're at now, 1720 or 1710 or something, and we dip back down below 17 every once in a while, and then we go back up. I mean, we get down sometimes to 1680. I mean, it is rough. Oof. I want to play double DPS 2s. Affliction, Warlock, Shadow Priest is insanely fun, but it's so hard to win right now. I know it is. Do you have a partner you play with? And you have the right idea, because double DPS 2s, you can do the quick games. They're quick, right? Either you win or you lose. Only one. He's been in jail all season, but he's out. Oh, shit. What did he do? I want to know. What did he do? The eye looks horrible. I'm going to come back to this. I am just out right now. I am out. I want to know what he did. And you don't have to tell me who it is, but you can if you want. I probably don't know him anyway. Yeah, I have been having so much fun in 2s. But again, I don't know what, I mean, he has a record because he's dumb, but most recently a guy was making remarks about his girlfriend, so my buddy punched him in the face and knocked him out. They swiped his hat as a fuck you, so you got assault and some flavor of theft. Mostly picks fights when he's drunk, but he just had a kid. I think he's done with that life now. I hope so, man. I hope so. You know, I hope so. You don't want to, it's, fights are, I mean, obviously not good, but there's you got to be careful, because sometimes, like, people could fall, hit their head, and die. I mean, this stuff happens. Like, you don't hear about it that much, but you could be charged for murder. You could be charged for all sorts of stuff if something goes horribly wrong. It's just not worth it. I mean, I believe in defending yourself, definitely 100%. But like, that type of stuff, you gotta learn to let go. You can still stand up for the girlfriend. You gotta stand up for your girlfriend. But I mean, punching him in the. He got a felony years ago because somebody had something of his and he wanted it back. He kicked it down the door in the middle of the night, decided he wanted coffee, and broke their Keurig, which we have one. I just don't know how to pronounce it, on accident. Counted as a felony because of force, injury, and damage. It's kind of like it's kind of like justice. It's like you can't always say, do you have eclipse glasses? Hey Siri, text message Miss Pros Poo Killer. No, but I really don't care about looking at it directly. Okay. He's a nice guy, truly just made. Oh yeah, definitely. That's kind of one of my friends. His dad used to play for like our hockey team around the what's it called? I'm blanking out today. What is it? The Thunder. Shit. Anyway, he used to play professional hockey. and he's been in so many fights, and he got into a fight not long ago, and he's a big guy, and he's a nice guy, but he kind of gets in those situations, right? And somehow has gotten away with. I don't think he's ever been to jail. You know, I don't think he's ever been to jail. Okay, it's amazing. Thunderbirds? No. It's not Thunderbirds, is it? I am blanking today. Oof. He's one of those guys that put himself in the position where he would feel obligated to fight somebody. Kids, yeah, exactly. Yeah. I remember I had a roommate like that, and this was when I was living over in Italy, and when he would get drunk, he would get very mean. Um, Not to the people he knew, but he would pick fights um, with people, right? Like we'd go out and he'd pick fights, and one time it was so bad, like the cops, like they called the cops, the police, and fortunately I had my friend with me, and me and my friend were trying to wrestle him off this guy, and he pushed me, and I fell down. I fell down at the time, like, this is years ago. And then, fortunately, my friend was a little bit like bigger and stronger than me, and he went and grabbed him around his neck and like held his ear. It was a really good move. He kind of had him like this and just was walking off with him as the cops came, just nonchalantly walking. He was totally out. Dumb, Yeah, and I was just, it's like, okay, I learned a new technique there. That's a good way, like grab their ears, and because he was out. He was out of, he didn't remember anything. Um, ugh. He would just go and start like, just talking so much shit to people he didn't know. It was insane. It was so crazy. Because me personally, I always try to stay out of that stuff. I do. Fighting is fine. In our advanced age, we've learned the best way to get back at people isn't to give them the fight they want. Calling the cops is way less fun for them. Yeah. I I think it's actually healthy to get in a fight. I really do. But like when you get to a certain age, is my point. Like you gotta be smart, especially because it's like when you get older too, and like you have strength, because guys can get pretty strong. We can get pretty strong. You got to be careful because that can really, when you're a kid, it's more healthy. I think you don't want to grow up, just being picked on or whatever. Sometimes like builds character or what have you and stuff, and I want to teach that that's the way to do it. But it does build character. it's not necessarily right, but I mean, when you get older, it's just you got to be careful with that stuff. Like I said, there's situations where you might not have a choice, and you have to. I think it's good to know how to fight. It's not like, oh yes, it's, you know, whatever. Always just like back off. You don't want to do that. As this eye is really. This is rough. There was a guy that always talks smack about your eyes and paintings. Oh, you're talking about Hal? And Hal's a chick. And she's not here right now. She's probably Hal's in SPM, so she's cool. But and I don't blame people. Everybody's like, who the hell is this person? I always have to explain her to people. Because in SPM we would talk shit all the time, like in Discord and stuff. So, oh, she is, and I guess the reason why like a lot of the times I actually am agreeing with what she's saying. I'm like, she's right, because in my mind, like I said, I've gotten to the point, and you might. I don't know if you've ever been in a situation where it's just like everything's so ridiculous that you can't do anything but laugh. Because I'm thinking, you know, like I right now, it's hard to get into the studio for me. It's very hard to get in. It's very hard. And when I do get in, then I'm just struggling. Like painting's already hard enough. Drawing's hard enough. You know, and you're trying to run a business, you're trying to paint, you're like all these obstacles. And then when you get on to paint, somebody's like, you suck. It's comical. It's, you know, it's like two eyes, check, good enough, you're right. Time-wise or mentality, was Messiah, hey, what's up, man? I think, like, difficult-wise, it's hard for me to get in right now, and mentality-wise, you have to get in the right mentality. It's hard to, this stuff takes a lot of time to do, obviously, and it takes me a little bit more time when I'm talking about it and such here, you know, and kind of being pulled in two different directions. But yeah, it's just how it is. It was just taking a little break from art for a while. Good, one or two. That's smart. Sometimes you have to. Oh, but it's fun. But it's not just you. Like you know, if it was an issue, I wouldn't be streaming, honestly. But and it's actually made me better at my work, because when I know people are watching, I'm thinking I have to paint how I know is right to paint. I can't take the shortcuts. That's just how I think. So it's very beneficial to me. But it's funny. It's funny. For how to attack you. Yeah, she does. Just getting you out of the house, so to speak, humans. Yeah. I mean, she's always just attacking me. And everybody's like, who is this? This creature. Like, everybody needs a Hal in their life, just to keep them on their toes. It's just, at some point, you just have to laugh. Oh yeah, it is. It's anger. The love language is anger. Yeah. Well, women are funny. They're funny creatures. They're different. They think different. One of the things that I don't know how they do is they're able to like talk a lot. I know I talk a lot, but I have to with this. But I'm saying, like, in a conversation, they put out so much information, and it's all over the place. And if they're talking another member of their gender, they understand each other. With me, I start filtering things out after a while, which obviously that gets you in trouble, right? I don't know if you have that problem, because it's too much information. But the way that women, communicate and speak and process things is different than men. And it can be a challenge sometimes. This is going to be too light, probably. It works. My wife and her family have always been pretty bad at communicating. We've worked on it together over the years to share more with each other. Always a process. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, it can be tricky. It can be tricky. I want to get a Demon Hunter tank now and control you guys. It's too much work. I can't do that. What I should do is try to, because we haven't been running much in SPM recently. We will. We'll get back into it. It's just Ms. has been busy. I've been very busy too. Rename him Lewith. Yeah, it's been. We haven't run in a couple weeks, I think, and we will. But we just, there's a lot going on right now with everybody. I think RR stepped up lately though, giving us some good fights. Good. Well, it's, I always say it has helped us because y'all have like a better team fight and everything, and it's helped us like get better and like improve, and that's what you want. You want to have that competition, but every once in a while we have to step back and lick our wounds, because like I could keep going, but you have to keep up morale at the same time. It's just how it is, and then we get back into it. So that happens from time to time. But we haven't. That's not the reason why we haven't seen y'all. We haven't seen y'all just because Miz has been very busy recently, and I haven't felt like running it right now when in his stead. Which some nights I would do that. I might do that tonight. I don't know. It depends on if Miz is running. I don't know if we're running tonight. I might, but I can't see us having a lot of people if we do play tonight. Can't see that. I'm actually using the same brush right now because these small brushes, it's very easy to clean, and this is the reason why I'm using this brush is it has a good shape to it right now. It's doing what I wanted to do. SPM always gives us the best fights. Honestly, I don't know how big your groups are, but they are. They seem small. So normally, like on a good night, see what we want to do. We want to get our. We have good players, but it's getting them all on at the same time. That's the problem. We have some very good players, and in the past we've had some very good players too. And so like our potential is good. Like the last time we did the war game, it was that Monday night, and it was a last minute thing, and we had RR and SPM together, and Deacon had a hard time. See, he led that one. And he was upset with himself. I thought he did good. He was making decent calls, but we didn't have the right team, because you can't, like when we're going up against BSG, you have to have your A team. You have to at least, like, we're not going to be wargaming each other and practicing like y'all do, because we don't have that time. We just don't. But we can't. It can't be a last minute thing. It was more butt heads and mid sneaks people around to take objectives. Yeah, he does that. So if y'all take, see, y'all went down straight mid, and what we should have done is gone out the backside of Stone Bunker. That's number one, and gone straight to IBGY. Or if we were going to hit you guys, is cut you off when you only have like the first 4 or 5 people going into Belinda, and then we hit there, but we hit late. So most of y'all got in, y'all held the entrance to Belinda, and brought her down really quick. We couldn't get in, so then we were crippled. And then once y'all take Shiggy, that's main choke. If you take main choke, we can't get past. You can get some stealth pass, but yeah, and see, y'all take main choke. That's why, like, you get Shiggy, and we're just, unless we have IBGY. So the problem is, but his call was a good call, but people weren't reacting fast enough. He would make a call, and half the team wouldn't listen, because a lot of the players, they were just in it just to play, and they weren't really paying attention. A lot of his calls, like, from y'all's point of view, it's like you could tell it wasn't Miz leading, but even if Miz led, it would have been a little bit different. It would have still been the same outcome that game, because we didn't have the right team. You can't put together a team at the end who doesn't, like, half of us hadn't played with each other. There were a lot of people who weren't good. It's just how it is, and you're not going to beat BSG with I would say a solid 20 people who were just probably out. 15, let's say 15 people were just awful. They weren't listening. Yeah. I don't remember the tanks. We might have. We were super surprised when Deacon wanted to do 40. We didn't even have 40 online. Yeah, so like Deacon just wanted to play a game. Like we're just because most of the time everybody's playing pugs and stuff. It's not. Pugs aren't fun. They're not fun, right? But yeah, he wanted to play, and I was surprised too with that. I really was. Personally, I think it was a mistake, but it's okay. Like it's okay. I would rather. See, I like going up with players that I know, and there's some very good players on in RR as well. Some very good ones that play with us, and I really enjoy it. But they have a lot of people also queuing, and I'm not blaming. I'm really. It sounds like I am, but I'm not. Whenever you have random people, and if that's why SPM doesn't, we keep it small. You're gonna have less control over that, so Because some of Deacon call, like he couldn't do anything. People weren't listening to his calls. Like it would take them like a minute to get to a place that he called. You can't win that way. Even you could be the best calls ever. Yeah, y'all had like 39. You couldn't get like another person for a while. I remember that. Started taking cues with my group of 5 lately. We got stomped by somebody last night in IOC. Not even sure who. Levy was there healing like a monster though. Nice. Yeah. Actually, is that right? I played some with my brother yesterday, which was nice. But I would love to. We gathered a full 40, but Cinco fell asleep while we were gathered. She just straight missed Q and oh, poor thing. Poor Cinco de Mayo. Yeah. It did take a while. So actually after that game, Torque, we SPM, I think we ran with the remaining people. We had like 10 of us or something, and we had the most fun games. I think we ran 2 or 3 times because people were a little put off because it took so long to get things going. Yeah. So what's funny about that is, you know, the whole computer incident with him. He actually, he was trying to get. He's been trying to get a computer for a long time. He had been. He has one now, but he had to send it to me to send to him. So I took his computer and sent it to via USPS to down in the Virgin Islands where he lives. And so he has a nice computer now. So now he's not in DC because every time I was just waiting. It's like, you DC'd, didn't you? Didn't you? It's like, guys, I'm out. That's Surge Heals. Surge Heals tank. A Druid tank. Oh, jeez, this is just not looking good. Yeah, Surge has been with us for a very long time. Surge, you've been around. You were around like back in. When did you start playing with this? Probably 15 or 16, I think, right? It's been a long time. Oh, me bows. Ow, me bows. So the model is actually the sister of one of the people who watch my stream, who's also a very good artist. Young. He's going to be freaking awesome once he gets trained. So yeah, it's just one of my viewer's sisters. So, which it's off a photograph. It's not a good photograph either. But stealth tank or the bear charging into your back line. Beginning of Shadowlands. Okay, that makes sense. West Tower. I mainly join you guys when Classic released. Okay. Okay. See that? So that was like 19, I think, maybe something like that. Because Classic killed us. Classic killed SPM. Temporarily. Now we're back. It did kill us. close. The classic did kill us. But we're back. It'd be cool to have a classic painting of myself. Yeah, they're fun, man. It's nice to have. This type of stuff. Yeah, 2019, that makes sense. Oh gosh, Serge, it was rough. Okay, so you joined then. Were you there when we were debating on if we should start a guild or not? Were you in that conversation? Yeah, Serge is good. Serge is good. He's one of our good guys. He actually listens and he knows what he's doing. He really does. Okay, that needs to drop some, right? I think so. I got invited to Classic Guild. Okay, so I had asked people, Serge. I asked people. Or actually, I was telling people, I said, guys, I remember this. Like, this is when we were queuing for AV. And I said, do y'all want to, like, what do you want to do for Classic? What's everybody doing? They said, oh, we need to start a guild. I said, I don't think that's a good idea because we're PvP players. And this is like, it's going to be heavily PvE. And somebody's going to have to step up. And that's a lot of work. And I don't want to be the one that it falls upon to get everybody geared in this. They said, oh no, it'll be fine. We'll all step up and this and that. And, we want our own guild. I said, don't you think it would be better to, join somebody else's guild? Oh, no, we want ours, so we did. And then I was running the biggest group of babies that you've ever seen in your entire life, having to put up with shit I never thought I'd have to put up with, and it killed my will to play, ruined the entire experience. Miz came in, ruined his experience, and we both quit and SPM fell apart. Bad move. Not going to do that again, ever. Dumb. Oh yeah, that guild, yeah. Remember how that turned out? Remember what happened with that? I mean, play Warlock with Rifts, so hard to kill you, yeah. Blizz just needs to join communities and guilds together as one thing. It's just like everything's so splintered now. There's too many versions. Okay. Anyway. I'm never doing that again. That was the worst time ever. Girlfriend broke up with me. I didn't blame her. It was horrible. It's like meetings at 10:30 in the evening of people bitching and complaining, people who never lifted a finger to help when they said they would. Never doing that again. And look, a lot of these people aren't there anymore. It only takes a couple people to ruin things. But when they do, it's spectacular. Never, ever run anything in that game. The API for communities is like a slimmed down guild interface. It's some of the same function calls, but some of them just don't work randomly. Communities feel half finished, yeah. Yeah, I know, man. It's they've let the game. You know what? All right, so I was watching Bellular video. I think I've told you this before, and stop me if I have. Bellular said, because these guys have you know, not spies, but like inside people in Blizzard, right? And he said that internally, they never expected the game to last as long as it has, and they were managing it as a decline. But now they understand that it's here to stay, and so now they're actually trying to put work into it. Whoever had that idea should be fired. So half-finished systems, because they never thought that, at least according to that source, tried so hard in tower bunkers. Ever since I watched one of Oka's Wargame vids, and he said, I'm dicking around with this tank, and that was me in a bunker. And Serge Hills took it personal. Yeah. We got some... I like the animosity between BSG and SPN, because otherwise it's boring. It really is. It's boring. Drop section. Yeah. Always mess with people. Always have to mess with people. Here's the thing, though. Torque, one thing you have to understand about SPM, which I think you probably do, is that like we can take it. We've obviously been able to. Yeah, it is frustrating. We've obviously been able to take a beating and stick around. And we're not going to, avoid people. We're not going to do that. Our goal is to win. But we haven't had the time to play recently, which is unfortunate. It's just how it is. Yes, he's here. This is rough, man. Oh, thanks, man. Yeah, it's trying to get better. And there are times, you know how it is. It's like sometimes you have it, sometimes you don't. And it's too light. It's too light. Fix this thing. I can take this brush. No. This brush. Need WoW to give people a good reason to play again. We can all get in some good games. So many people getting bored. Plunderstorm kind of murdered morale, I think. Yeah. sucks. It's not good either. Damn. Oh no. That's incorrect. Incorrect. Yeah, man, I wish they would do. I don't know what they can do, honestly. Like, I've told you my ideas for a game, but it's like they need to just overhaul everything, it seems. Those fake April Fool's patch. Oh my gosh. That were floating around were hilarious because they were clearly a home run with people, but Blizzard just stays quiet. They made good changes, and then it was a April Fool's joke. Like, it's funny if the changes are just like ridiculously stupid changes, and the system is like decent. But it's not good when the system's horrible, you feel abandoned, then they give you hope, and it shows they know what they could do, and it was all very easy stuff they could do in a second, and then it's a joke. But did they put that out, or was somebody else putting it out? Because I wasn't clear about that. That was just kind of a slap in the face. Not if they put it out, that's a slap in the face. I said if they put that out, I'm gonna be angry again at them. But they were fan made. Okay, that makes sense. That's actually funny then. Now, if it came from Blizzard, I'd be pissed. Yeah. Thanks, Torg. When I read that, I was like, I couldn't believe it. It got me because I didn't know I didn't know what day it was. I should have seen it coming. It did get me. I was watching a Vinruki video, and he had it. He had it there, and then I think it got him too personally. This thing. I'll be right back. Let me go to the bathroom really quick. Really quick. A second here. There we go. I will be right back. normally always post something that seems awesome for April Fools, and it's just like, make this real. One of them was like, just account for the people who aren't playing the game for the MMR. So, you know, they could do that. Like, MMR is not going up, and in 1702s, every game we're fighting multi-glads, every single game. Or we're fighting somebody who is awesome with a new account with only one tune on it. So either it's like a Smurf account, or it's somebody who was caught cheating, who has another account, who's probably cheating. I don't know, but it's never somebody who, it's very rarely somebody. Sometimes it is, and we check every single game, but sometimes it is somebody who is kind of the same stats as me and Zerks, which we hit rival once last season, that's it. Sometimes it's like that. Like, our stats are not impressive at all. But we're beating, to stay there, you have to beat Gladiator players. And we're beating them. But we don't have Gladiator. Viewer games are a play. What's viewer games? Viewer games. Oh, like streams where they go down and like fight at 1600. We had Peekaboo do that to us. Oh yeah. Oh, 100%. But so like Check PvP siphons the information from Blizzard. They siphon that from Blizzard and show us, say, this guy, Peekaboo's like 18-time Gladiator. I mean, his stats are impressive, and like rank 1 18 times. I mean, some crazy thing. Like, he's been rank 1 forever. Yeah. Oh, I agree 100%. And so here's the thing. I've been offered before, not by a streamer, but by somebody who was like, he was at BlizzCon. Like, he played at BlizzCon. He said he would get me up my rating. He said, you know, I'd have to pay him. I said, and it wasn't the money. I said, no, I don't want that, because I want to earn my rating. I don't want to just be like, yeah, I'm a Gladiator player, or I hit, you know, 2K or whatever, but it was a carry. It's bullshit. It takes away any sense of accomplishment. Like, I'll say this. I know Rival, like 1800, is nothing. I know. That is the achievement that I have the most pride over, is that. Because how hard it was to get there last season, it was insanely difficult for me and Zerks to get there, and we both did. This year, or this season, I don't think we're going to make it, but we'll try. And if we don't make it, I am totally fine, because we have been playing. We've been playing so many games. Just been playing. Dozens of them do it. Yeah, I know. Friends with a bunch of boosters, some American, some Russian, some of them boost 10 hours a day. It's so much more common than you'd even think. Trust me. You know what? You're probably right. And I think it's extremely common, because so we quit, Zerks and I quit playing last expansion because of the gear gating that went on, right? We couldn't hit 1600 because you were coming up against carries, you were coming up against Gladiator players in 1500s, carrying people up to the gear at 1600, and then once those people got the gear, it was like you have to to get to 1600, you have to beat Gladiators in the gear and better players, in addition, that even if they're not Glads, they're better players and they have better gear than you. You can't win. And it was just like a wall. The only way to win was to get a boost, and that's when everything, you know, the carries and all that stuff. I mean, it'd been going on, but we quit. There was no way to, you know, in the past, not a carry, but like every 5th or 10th game, they'd recognize somebody as a booster and tell me their strat before they do it. Really? Wow. That's kind of insane. I mean, look. Blizzard allows this. They know this stuff happens. I don't know. It's frustrating. I almost got Peekaboo out with a, I put Frozen Orb and then a Blizzard out, and he was like, ooh, and then the Blizzard almost got him. Then he went and killed me. But also, this is going to sound like a major excuse. Oli poop. How are you doing, man? Or woman? So these glasses are new, and I was wearing contacts, and at the time, like this was like a month ago or something, because my glasses hadn't come in yet. And when you stare at the computer screen, that your eyes were blurring. So I was like, Zerx, my eyes are blurring, and then I was dead. And then he looked it up. He was like, it was Peekaboo. It was kind of funny, actually. So like, my eyes blurred for a second, and he killed me so fast I didn't even ice block. I couldn't see what I was doing. It wouldn't have made a difference. It was literally awful, though. It was so awful. This, just like my painting is not coming along today. Okay. Anyway, man, it's whatever. This is not right. I'm having a hard day painting. I really am. It's not, I'm reaching there, it's just not there, right? It's not there. Maybe, okay. Just need to unify. Just need to unify a little bit. Unify shapes, unify. But I will say, we've gotten to a point, let's see, perspective on your work is so funny. If that was my work, I'd print out flyers and post all over the neighborhood what I'd done so everybody would know. Maybe took out. Thanks, man. I appreciate that. I just, yeah, I see a lot that needs to change with it, and it's kind of messing with me. But I was going to say, in terms, getting back to the arena and stuff, so back in the day, like say a year ago, if Zerx and I were going up against a gladiator player, we would be pretty much like, I mean, just demolished instantly, to the point where we'd say, why are we coming up against these people? We cannot learn. Like, you can't learn if you're automatically dead, right? It's like you don't, but now we've gotten to the point where, like, sometimes we win. You have to, in 1700 right now, you have to, if you're gonna stay there. But, I kind of messed that up, didn't I? But even when we're up against a team that's like, even if it's a rank 1, unless they're just absolutely amazing, which that does happen, we can stick with them long enough to learn and see what we're doing wrong. And sometimes you can't, but we're going down slower now than we used to, which is, so we're getting a lot of practice, and so that's the way I'm trying to look at it, because otherwise it's just too discouraging, because we lose. I mean, it's like we can't break out of this. We've been playing a lot, man. We've been playing a lot. The biggest thing to get over is thought processing. Glads aren't beatable. I'm two-time Glad. Ooh, nice. With Ben 2600, I get beat all the time. Yeah, and we're starting to see that now and feel it. Like most of the time, if we come up against a 2-time gladiator, we'll probably lose. I don't know. Are you playing right now in 2s? Because like dude, it is hard. It is very hard. It is rough. Let's make that a little bit greener. I haven't done arena in months. Gotcha. But like we thought that it would get better when they announced the end of the season, and it got harder. It literally got harder. It is oil painting, yes. I wanted to try oil paint, but I'm a little scared. It required too much advanced technique for me. I can help you with that, Ollie. I'm going to call you Ollie. I get my lock to 1800 and shuffle this week, but I hate shuffle, so I'm putting it off. Yeah, I hate shuffle too. So Ollie, I actually have a Discord channel too, which you should join, and I can help you with this stuff. And I just, for free essentially. I stream, I do YouTube videos on this type of stuff, try and make them entertaining. Sometimes go a little bit too far with that, but still I try to help people do oil painting. And the main thing is drawing, learning how to draw, placement and such, seeing everything at once. The technique, mixing of colors, I can help you. I got you. So you just let me know. You should try oil painting because it's very rewarding. You can go very far. Yeah. You can do a lot in oil painting. You really can. Yeah, I don't know. Torque, it's rough right now. It is. I mean, like I said, getting good practice. There's a lot going on, but I don't think we'll be able to hit. I don't think I'll be able to get to 1800. We're not good enough right now. Yeah. Thanks, man. We're just not good enough. And we're playing better now than we played last season. And we're not good enough. It's gotten harder. And so I'm optimistic in terms of our improvement. Like both Zerks and I, he played amazing this weekend, I have to say. He was on fire. I feel like I could have played better, but the problem is you're not going to have new players coming in, because there's no way that they're going to be able to keep up with, even like at the very basic levels of the game. Like when you first start playing Arena, there's just nobody who's playing who is new right now. If you want to try 3s, I can play with you on my lock. Sure. But it's been a while, so I have no clue if that's easier or harder than 2s. So lock, and then I could go, what's up, Oliver? Lock, I could go Frost Mage. Zerks he could go Resto Druid on that. Or we could try triple DPS. He has a Boomkin. I think that would be extremely powerful. If you just want to mess, I'd love to play 3s, 100%. Yeah, that would be fun actually. Torque hashtag 1906, I think, and do whatever. Cool, awesome. Awesome. Yeah, that'd be fun. Oh, it's rough. So that's the other thing, like as a mage, I'm always trying to CC, I'm trying to watch out for the clones, which is very hard. So I have like the key binding the Arena 123 for both my sheep and my kicks. My kicks though, it's hard because I have that on control modifier, and I'm having to get used to that. The control modifier is not something that I am really used to using a lot right now, so that's been a challenge. That's too light. Is that too light? Did I make that too light? Maybe. All right, Oliver. Ah, Miz. Are we running tonight? What are we doing? Look at you all. Ah, yes, the fearless leader, Miz. We're just talking about you gathering in your dark corners across the nation. Here we go. Watching this creature at his work. Dude. This is a rough one today, man. I don't feel like I have. I'm not doing too good. It's a struggle. It's a struggle and a half. It is. Trying to like clean the brush stroke off and make it. Oh, this apparently is my thing for brush stroke, but this is hard. Serge, look who graced us with his presence. Yeah, everybody's wondering what we're doing. You've been sleeping. So your house sold. How are you freed up from that? We had a turtle each of the last 2 nights. Like they were born? Or you found turtles? He birthed a turtle. Ooh. They came on the beach to nest. You imagine Ms. delivering a turtle. Push! Birthed a turtle. You kind of do, because you have to like watch them, right? It's too bright. Sometimes you gotta help. How do you help? That's what I want to know. Catch and move the eggs. Gotcha. Sometimes they have a man obstruction that needs to be cleared from the cloaca. Have an obstruction. Gotcha. Okay. So you do deliver those turtles. this lighter brush. Sometimes you dig holes for them because they don't have rear flippers, really. They lose them to sharks and they come and try to dig and can't get it done. Jeez. Alright. Let's shave this. Actually comes up some. Just a little bit. And then I'm going to soften that. So that there. This does come up. And then this piece comes up just a little bit as well. But it's going to be more pink. So they'll come up and do all the motions, but when it's time to dig with their rear flippers, they just wiggle the stumps. Oh, I see. It's too dark. And then that probably comes up just a little bit. Ollie, the more you have layers of paint, the more you add oil in your paint. Is that right? So if you're doing alla prima, which is just a one-shot painting, it's best to start, like say the board right here, right? We're painting on the board. Start without a lot of medium walnut oil. You don't want to start with it. You want to do straight paint. And then as you correct the drawing, then you can start adding a little bit of medium into the paint because that thinned out paint will lay better on top of the thicker paint. But if you start with the thinned paint, it's going to be harder to paint over because it's just going to have the thicker paint going on top of the wet paint. So yes, in that. The idea is fat over lean in long-term painting, which means in the beginning, if you want to paint with mineral spirits, that's considered lean. There's no fat in it. There's no oil in it. So you're going to be using, to thin the paints out, use more mineral spirits. And then each time you paint, you add, maybe you go from full mineral spirits to, say, 3-part mineral spirits, 1 part oil. Next time, it might be 2 parts oil, 2-part mineral spirits. So you're going fat over lean the more you go until you're just painting straight with oil. But when I am building this paint up right here, I'm not even using turpentine in it. I just use a little bit of walnut oil, just a little bit, but I try to paint only with pigment. So when the layer dries on top of it, I'm not necessarily using the walnut oil unless I really need to break the paint down some, so it doesn't really matter. I think it's always best to use more pure pigment because the more oil and the more stuff you put into your paint, the more yellowing over time you're going to have. So it's best to paint without a lot of medium. Right? So when like I said, when I break the paint down, if I need it to be a little bit smoother, I'll use just a little bit, just enough to get the smoothness I want, but I always try to focus on getting as much pigment in as possible. So this isn't an alla prima, this is something that I'm just working on it until it's complete, so it might be dry. If I work on it now, tomorrow it will still be wet in certain areas, but it's dry in other areas and such. So I'm layering it up, just correcting it, building it up. And so I'm not really focused as much on trying to put a lot of oil in. I'm trying to make it more pure, right? So I hope that made sense. I know that was a lot, but let me catch up here. If you dig a hole, they'll lay eggs in it, but you have to be a ninja to do that, which Miz is. Does your presence make it harder for them to lay eggs? Like, do you have to kind of... That's interesting. They don't see us until the eggs are dropping. They're big and fat and can't look behind themselves. So you kind of sneak up behind them like rogues. Then as you see, then as soon as eggs are coming out, we can do our work because they won't move no matter what. They're totally focused on laying them in. Wow, interesting. We got a leatherback with 188 centimeter carapace measurement that would make 10 nests. Dude, that's insane. It's actually a really cool job that he has. I think it's pretty cool. Okay, and then I'm gonna bring this up some too. So, Ollie, right now, let me articulate this some for you, okay? Right now, I have thinned this out just enough for it to be applicable. I mixed the correct value, how light or dark it is, in the right color. And now I am squinting down and trying to see this as an entire shape and correct these shapes in here by putting a brush stroke. Not trying to blend it as much, I'm just trying to get the right color value, right? So to mix, say if I want, how light do I want it? I'm going here and maybe a little here. And then what color do I want? So I'm thinking about the light value and then I'm thinking about the color value here. And this is pretty much pure color right here, okay? And then I'm squinting down and that's when I go and kind of place this here, okay? And I kind of see a little piece coming here like this, just a little bit, and that's going to make that slightly darker. And I can repeat that one here as well, and here. I'm going to go back, and I need a transition for that, so I'm going to take this brush, which is a slightly lighter brush, and I'll fluctuate the values, the light values. I'll fluctuate the color in between, but this is going to be slightly lighter, so I'm going to squint down. And actually, I got it lighter here. I'm going to take this, let's lighten this up and make sure it has the proper color. So I'm going to add a little bit of orange, which is 1, 2, the yellow ochre, and this is Indian red. And it doesn't take that much. I take it, mix it, and I kind of scoop it up. I make sure the tip looks good. I'm going to squint down to unify, and then I'm going to place this stroke in right here. And try to keep a brush stroke, and so then when I step back, my eye blends it in together. But I'm correcting the shapes and the form, so you need to know drawing, you need to know color. So that's how we're doing this. Corinne, his work is awesome. Yeah, I know, it is. He has a really cool job, man. Really cool. You know, really cool job. This is broken up in here because I made this dark and trying to get the form. So this right here, I messed up and I need to unify that. So I'm going to try to put one value coming along here that matches, that's slightly lighter than this, but slightly darker than this. So it's going to bring the two closer together, fix the brush stroke, fix the color. I'm going to try. And it'll probably take a couple tries to do this. So I'm going to take, let's see what brush. I'd say a brush that's about in here. I might darken it a little bit. And it's going to be a little warm. 1, 2. I'm going to try to push the color a little bit more than I think. This should be a little darker. Let's do a little test. It is, and it's lighter than this, which is what we want. So I'm going to come, I'm going to squint. I'm going to blend this down just a little bit here. And I'm just going to blend this here, but I do want a differentiation. I don't want it like totally blended. There, I'm going to step back, see how that looks. And then I'm going to do a light value. Take this, light, add some color here. Push this value a little bit more. more towards the orange as opposed to just the red. Squint. And then we're going to blend these two. Not so sure about that, but like that. I might have to work that edge a little bit. Not sure I will remember all, but it's super interesting. I guess so we'll have to practice and fail until it's good. And that's the right mentality, and you know what? I can articulate whenever you want, and I understand that when I say these things, it's going to be going, you know, or whatever. But, you know, repetition, and eventually you start understanding things and you see it done. You won't be able to do it at first, and that's okay. You're absolutely right. You're just going to have to practice it. And my goal here is whoever wants to learn this stuff, they come here, they ask a question, and then I'll push them in the right direction. And then from there, we just continuously make mistakes until we make fewer mistakes, Right? That is what I do. So there is absolutely nothing wrong with you making mistakes. What's up? What's up, girl? He's in Jersey, Ms. If there's a channel in SPM Discord for turtle pictures, that should be the pet section. Right? The pet section. There. And then I need to connect. Are you, Ali? What language do you speak primarily? What's your first language? And what other languages do you speak? Do you speak something? You're French. I thought so. Do you understand Italian? Because they're all taken on the federal refuge and turtles are endangered. Should have a special use permit to share pics. Oh, you can't, it's kind of illegal. Oh, that's a shame. You're better in English? Gotcha, okay. Okay, well that's good to know. I can't speak French, but then I will try to articulate. I will try to talk better for you and such, because I know how hard it is to speak a different language, especially with art. It can be very difficult, but you're doing very good. It just takes practice, lots of practice. Okay. Yeah, I've actually seen them before. Sometimes we've at Sunset Beach where we used to go, they had them sectioned off. Yes, there all the time. Well, it's the only place you can go where nobody else is, because they section those places off. So I just go underneath and I just sit there and I read all day. All right, get some friends over, and then in the morning you always have breakfast. Leatherbacks are 110 pounds. The brain, I just saw a Speedo out of my peripheral. I can't wait to get to that. With a brain the size of my thumb. So that tracks that Corinne throws on a Speedo and backpack and role plays. Normally the Speedo keeps them away. A reading turtle. That certainly explains the AV strats. We can turtle the place. Turtles are the best, man. In AV. And in real life. I'm going to flip this upside down really quick so I can see it. I've been looking at this for a long time. I'm going to end the stream soon too because I want to see the solar eclipse. I think it's starting at some point. I think green turtles, really. Loggerheads. I like the games where it's like pretty much even, and you could win, you could lose. Let me flip this. I know y'all can't really see this usually, but a second. Okay, it's looking better, but I lost the form in the actual eye. Damn it. Picture's cloudy as fuck. Yeah, it is here too. It's actually, you know what? No, I'll check later. Identified 117 individual nesting green turtles at Sandy Point last year. Ms., is the population rebounding? It was like, it wasn't doing too good like recently, right? Those are called ocean gliders. Leatherbacks aren't doing good. Greens are recovering. Good. You think the leatherbacks will probably recover too, though, right? Let me check something really quick. I just want to look outside. I want to see what's going on. Ooh, looks sunny. All right. I don't know. Looks pretty sunny outside, but of course I've been inside, so everything looks bright. Okay. Maybe I should, no, I don't think I should start on the mouth. I should work on the other side, but the hair is obstructing that. Hawksbills aren't doing good either, but our nesting population is at Sandy Point. To be honest, I'm trying to be prepared for the year we don't get any more leatherbacks at Sandy Point. We get less every year. Okay. Dude, that sucks. Okay. So what I'm trying to do with this, let me try to get this back. Yeah, this is about where it was. So I'm trying to get solid brush strokes on this. Make everything turn instead of blending it all on there, because it's not what you want. The color could be better, the drawing could be better, application could be better. It's just not there yet. Maybe I try to push the color in the cheeks some. Yeah. Those gliders, that's what he was talking about. That's pretty cool. Okay. Let me see. I might regret doing this, but I think I can get this. Okay, this is the brush I want, I think. Push this a little bit. This might be too dark. That's dark. So I'm going to take this, I'm going to lighten it up. Add some color, lighten it up, add color. This should do it. That's good. That's looking better. And then take some of this over here. And then lighten that up. Add a little bit of yellow. Put this here. Blend. Bring this over. Blend it. Pull. That's some color into the cheek. Darken it slightly. Add yellow. Take paint. Pull it down across the form. right? Right there. And then bring this one down here too. Dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun. Hold that paint down. Oh, son of a bitch. Knew it would happen. It's okay. Yeah, whatever. Fine. Dun 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 dun. Lighten this area just a little bit there. You see what we have to deal with, Torque? See what we got to deal with? Dun, 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 dun. That works, that works. I like it. I like it. That's not working now. This could be better. Let me redraw that piece. Gnomes. What are you going to do? Gnomes. And let's go in with a light brush. Just take that out. It's actually the dark brush, but I'm making it a light brush now. I'm Batman. Batman. Make that sharp. Dramatic music. Just where it's at. Playing Guild Wars 2. Guild Wars Dos. Guild Wars Deux. Guild Wars Duh. Oh, Duh. Toi. Do. No, it might be Do. I don't know French. French. More like Guild Wars Deuce. I liked it. I don't like the gameplay as much. I like the, it's free to play, but I like the game. You know what I like is the world events. The world seems more lively. The cities seem more lively than Warcraft. Everything does. It's more alive. The ambience and all that stuff is better. But yeah, the gameplay. You've never played? That was fun when it's not like... It's one of those things where it just like phases out almost. It's hard to play. Sometimes there's a lot of lag. Yeah, dramatic music helps creativity, I guess. I didn't feel like it helped me. You're probably right about that. Let me get the zygomatic arch. This one. There. Soften. Bring it back out. Always mess this up. Actually, I'm gonna take this here. Dun, 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 dun. Mm. That's not really it. Guys, I think I'm going to call it right here so I can catch the eclipse. I still need to kind of clean this up. Actually, I'll keep the stream on for a second while I put this on the palette and stuff. And let me, for once, put this directly in front of the painting so you can actually see the real thing. So you're gonna lose main camera just for a second. This will fix the perspective. I'll actually bring it back some so you can see it. No, right here is fine because I don't wanna. This will help with the perspective warp a little bit for you guys. So give me a second. Main camera is coming back in just a second. This is straight on shot of what we're looking at. And focusing, give me a second. All right, because y'all have been seeing this at an angle, and it's obviously not. And let me move this over some so you can see it. This is straight on shot. So this is what I see. This is closer to what I see. So that's it. So there's a little bit of a difference to it. But that's it. So I'll keep the stream on while I clean up really quick and then call it and get going. But yeah. Got some good work done today. I just, one of the main things with painting is getting momentum. And last week I wasn't able to paint a lot on this. And it's just a portrait, but I'm really trying to push this one quite a bit because I'm going to be doing a video on it. And I might actually, it's getting to the point where I might work on it some off camera just to get this thing done. I actually have another painting that I'm going to be working on. I have to get it done. It's a commissioned piece. It's a house painting, but it's one I think I'll enjoy a little bit more than the previous ones because I think I can paint it how I want to paint it, and I think it's going to sync with what my client wants, who's actually one of my good friends I used to play lacrosse with. We used to play pickup games together. He's a much better player than me. But it's going to be a good practice, and ideally I go on the scene to work, plein air, but right now at this point in my life I can't do that. So watch after my dad. He's not going to do well outside. Well, you know what? He might, but it's kind of a dangerous place to paint anyways. I can't, and I'm going to be painting off a photograph. And so it's going to take a couple weeks to get that done, but it's going to be worth it. It's going to be a good painting. And I do have a deadline, which actually does help me. Gets my head in the game. So I have to get this done by then? Okay, let's get it done. Let's do it. But this painting's looking okay. I mean, it's not like everything I could always do better. And it's kind of one of these things where I've been staring at it straight, and it's going to help to not stare at it for a little bit. I'll be able to see what needs to get done. You know what? Let me take some of this other paint off. This stuff I don't need. There you go. That. Don't need this. This is definitely gone bad. Take that. Ninja. Right. So this eclipse is going to be interesting. Wonder how far it's going to go. But apparently I don't think we have one for 20 years after this, so it's not where I live. There we go. That. I could really be doing a better job on that. It's good practice, though. Everything's good practice. And you know what's going to make it look good is when I get rid of the white and black spot, do the background and the shoulder, put that in, paint the neck, and maybe I do that tomorrow. See, painting around the portrait makes the face itself look better, and there's also things that I've been, I won't say avoiding, I just haven't gotten to yet because I've been trying to fix the features. But that's kind of a mistake to wait as long as I have. I'm talking about like the outside of the face itself, the contour and such, cheeks, especially that part in the dark. So I gotta do it all at once. But guys, thank you so much for being here, and hopefully we'll see you guys in game. I don't know what's happening. We'll see. But yeah, thank you, and hopefully everybody gets to see the eclipse. It should be interesting. All right, you guys, y'all are awesome. Torque, Grasshopper, everybody, Oliver, Serge.